In this podcast, I talk to business owners about their big idea and their ambitious journeys. For this episode, we have a special guest, Sandra Carlisle from Wealthy Palette Media Marketing, where I've recently been working with her as an intern these past couple of weeks, where we will be asking each other questions about our time together. So, Sandra, working with you these past couple of weeks really opened my eyes about blending the art aspect with business as well. So, what would you say is something from that blend that I would be able to carry into my own journey?
Well, for me, Rob, it's all about being unique and not ordinary. Being ordinary and like everyone else is really not going to do anyone any favors as a business owner, because the business marketplace is super crowded, especially when we're talking online and digitally. So you have to stand out. And what better way for anyone to stand out for them to be uniquely themselves? So for me, I blend art and marketing and technology, because I am an artist at heart. That's who I am. And that's what really makes me unique as to what I do, opposed to what every other marketer is doing out in the marketplace right now. We're all adding technology because we have to. Technology has changed and marketing has changed because of it. So we're all doing that, but not everyone is an educated artist. So that's what I have. And I would want you to plug into your unique talents going forward to make yourself stand out and build your own brand.
So, one thing that I was really interested by was how you incorporate AI and your abstract art expertise in order to approach your branding. So, how do you balance these two different worlds in order to create marketing that really connects with people?
Okay. Kind of a simple one. So, as an artist, I was trained to look, like not just look, but truly see, differences in colors and patterns and shapes and sizes. And, that sometimes could translate to, someone's face, and realizing, the psychographics of that. Are they happy? Are they sad when they're talking? It's not always what people say. It's what you intuitively get from what they say and how you can interpret that. So that's the art side. When AI came in, I personally was thrilled because AI, being artificial intelligence, you have to tell artificial intelligence what you want and what you're looking for. And sure, it can scan the internet, scan periodicals and publications and all this information that is already out there digitally, adding to what you're asking and giving more detailed and more personal response. But if you don't know how to write the question for it to dig into those details, then the content that you get out, that, let's say, I'm going to post on one of my clients' social media, on their behalf, it's not going to resonate with their clients. I have to understand my client and their brand and what's important to them and the kind of clients that they're looking to get, their target audience. And by using my artistic skills that, gosh, I've been making art forever. Probably since I was a young child, I've been coloring and making art. So, use those skills with AI and marrying those together. It's what I feel makes my content and me as a marketer definitely different than every other marketer out there. And, the outcome is still in the works for a lot of my clients, but so far we've gotten more response, more traction on every post than they had ever seen previously. So to me, how I feel and the way I've set up my company is working, and is working for me and my clients.
So during my time here, you've shared a lot of skills and tips that every entrepreneur should have in order to be successful. So what would you say is one or two things that every entrepreneur should sort of master in order to achieve that success?
Okay, what I would say is that you don't even really need to totally master your profession, because your profession is going to change over time. So, let's just take electricians. What they do in the basic of laying down wire and being an electrician is one thing, but techniques are going to change, technology is going to change. So what they need to really focus in on is, again, how they stand out differently. So that would be one thing. Like, the first thing you should do when you're creating a business is decide about your brand. What makes you different from every other electrician out there? Because if you don't, you're not going to be getting the traction or getting anywhere. Sure, your friends will work with you, your mom and dad will work with you. But out in the community, unless people are saying not only, hey, we know Rob, but Rob's really good at this, and Rob, this is why I really like working with Rob. So you're actually creating something that people can say about you in a referral. So, okay, two things, be unique and make your brand stand out, and then get on social media, put it out there, get out there, go to these business networking groups, and let people know who you are. Because if you don't, they're not going to find you. So, Rob, it's my turn. After spending the summer months here with me, seeing how storytelling changes branding, how would you say that changed the way you think about your own podcast, Ambition Unfiltered?
I guess I would say that throughout this work, I've been able to see a lot of different companies. While they may have the same sort of industry, while they may do like similar services, the story is always different, and the people, they're always different. And I think that seeing this experience kind of has driven me, or has given me at least like a more direction towards how I would want to proceed with the podcast, and who I would want to, incorporate, who I would want to have as a guest, and how their experiences are different from corporate America, and focusing more on entrepreneurs.
Okay, question number 2. Rob, what's one piece of advice or insight that I was able to show you that you would feel was most beneficial?
I would say that it was really encouraging to see these business owners that were more than twice my age be really helpful, and greet me into this sort of work environment. And I definitely found a lot more confidence from the beginning to the end of my time here, and just being a lot more encouraged and confident in my public speaking, and in my opinion, in a room full of people that went from 20 to 60 people. So I am definitely really excited to apply that confidence, that public speaking, which is obviously going to be essential for when I move on to my career.
Yeah, podcasting is speaking.
Yeah.
So I agree. So, Rob, how do you plan on taking some of the things that you learned from me and working with me? How do you plan to take those and put them into what you're trying to create for yourself, and maybe even for your future?
Well, I would definitely think that from our experience, something that I learned was, being able to be unique as much as possible, and having a story that is only unique to you, even in the most saturated industries. I came into this work starting to think about a career in marketing, but as I continued, I started Ambition Unfiltered, and where I wanted to specifically help those who had a big idea and had a lot of ambition and trying to get out of corporate America and start something of their own, which is something that I didn't see a lot of, which is why I wanted to create a podcast that was unique to me, something that was owned by me, in order to help others. So thank you all so much for watching today's episode of Ambition Unfiltered, and thank you so much, Ms. Carlisle, for having me as an intern and for this show as well.
Yeah, Rob, you were a great intern. I'm gonna miss you. Thanks for coming, to work with me, and I wish you the best in all your endeavors.
Thank you. Stay tuned for next week's episode.